So we cover the Bolt EV a lot on this channel, obviously, and usually it's very positive news. Unfortunately today it's not such good news, and there's a fairly substantial recall out on 2017, 18 and some 2019 model year Bolt EVs. So let's not dilly-dally around, let's jump into the topic and give you the information you need to know. So welcome back to another plug-and-play EV video, usually positive on electric vehicles and everything surrounding them. Unfortunately, we have to take the rough with the smooth. So today it's announcing yesterday's news that the Bolt EV 2017, 2018 and 2019, some of the models from that year, will be recalled out of an abundance of caution from GM over potential risk of fire in the battery pack or emanating from the battery pack. We'll take a quick look at the origins of the recall, where it started earlier this summer and how it progressed into the current stage. We'll let you know what you need to do. Underline that this doesn't affect every Bolt EV. 2020s are exempt at this point, and also some model year 2019s, but we'll let you know what it's all about, what you need to do, and what the future looks like for those model years. So the story dates back to around August, when there were reports of a consumer, I believe it was around DC, Virginia area, experiencing a fire from the rear passenger area of the Bolt EV's battery pack. So that came under investigation. She reported it to the local news outlets, and GM started their investigations there. Since then, we've heard of 3 separate incidents across all of those model years with the original 60 kilowatt hour pack. Those packs were made in South Korea by LG Chem. Some later packs on 2019 models, and now the 2020, the upgraded 66 kilowatt hour pack, are not subject to the investigation, because they were made in Holland, Michigan. That's what we're hearing so far. But those 3 cases kind of rumbled on through August, September and into October. And what we know now from the recall announcement from GM is that there are 5 separate cases that are being investigated by NHTSA, and out of an abundance of caution, now that GM has done its preliminary investigations, they are recalling just shy of 69,000 Bolt EVs around the world. Around 51,000 of those are US models, so the bulk are in the United States. Worth stressing, they haven't finished the investigation yet. This is just some of the things they have found from the initial preliminary investigations. So just again a reminder that it's not the 2020 model, so if you've bought a car this year, this is a 2020 Bolt EV, that's not going to be affected. And there's also a handful or a portion of the 2019s that were produced that have a pack that was produced in Holland, Michigan, so those aren't going to be affected either. But we'll get on now to the steps you can take if you own a 2017, 2018 or 2019 model, what you can do in the meantime, and what they're planning to do at the dealerships if you take it back for this recall. They have found at GM that most of these fires appear to have started from vehicles that were charged to full. So if you're at 100% or around that top end, very top end of the battery pack, GM is recommending that you take your vehicle, if you're in a 2017 or a 2018, set it to Hilltop reserve mode, which we'll look at in a sec. That's going to limit the pack to somewhere between 87 and 90% of its capacity when it charges, so it won't charge all the way to full state of charge that is less prone to this potential issue. In 2019 models and also in the 2020, although that's not affected, you have the software that does target charge level, so they're recommending you set target charge to 90% in that case or below. So again, it's not sitting in that last 10% of the battery. So on the positive side, if you like, this is a remedial step that any owner can take. It's fairly simple to know. You just pop into your energy screens here, go into the charge settings, and you'll change yourself to Hilltop reserve mode on, or to target charge level of 90%. And as I say, we'll look at that in a sec, how to do that. Okay, so setting target charge level. This is a 2020 Bolt EV, as you know, but this will apply to 2019 models, and we will try and cover the Hilltop reserve for 2017 and 2018 models as well. But for this one, you're going to go into your energy screen. It will usually look like this. This is the first thing you'll see on a 2019 or a 2020. You'll go to your charging, and there'll be the tab here for target charge level. You can set it, as you can see here, I've already set it. It will be defaulted to that, 100%. It goes down in bars that are 5% increments. So down 1 is down to 95%, down 2 is to your 90%, and that's what you're looking at setting it for the purposes of this recall. Now the Hilltop Reserve mode does essentially the same thing in a 2017 or 2018 model, and you're going to access that. It's not exactly the same here, but you'll have your energy screen, you'll go to charging options, and within this menu there will be a section that says Hilltop Reserve mode. You can toggle that to on in a similar way to this button here. It'll look like that, but there's also settings that say Hilltop Reserve away and home, because you can set up location-based charging. But if you've got that, make sure that it's set for both home and away to be on. So you want Hilltop Reserve mode on in all cases for this, so that in any scenario where you're charging, it only takes you to around 90%. But primarily you just want to be in an open outside space when you're charging, and if you go to the top of the pack, only hit that 90% around that area with Hilltop Reserve or target charge level, and that should mitigate most of the potential for any of this to happen. Doesn't seem to be something that is too difficult to do. A lot of owners do that as part of the course anyway, so that they always have that top 10% available for and you know, are able to regen. That's why it's called Hilltop Reserve mode, is because if you live, you know, on a slope and you have a significant amount of downward elevation when you leave, when you're fully charged, you're not going to have any regenerative braking available to you. If you're only charged to around 90%, then you have that buffer at the top of the pack that leaves some space to regenerate that energy as you come down the slope. If they say if you're uncomfortable doing that for whatever reason, they're getting the Chevy dealers to set software limitation so that you can take it in, make an appointment, and get them to apply this same software patch that will stop it from charging any higher than 90%. So you can do that if you feel like that's the need. You may just want to take it in anyway and see what the latest is. Once you get in, maybe the dealership will know a little bit more than we know from the media. So it may be worth setting up an appointment, especially if you have some routine maintenance to get done anyway. It's worth going in and seeing if they can put that in place for you. Also recommending, if you can't do that, especially, you know, don't park the car in a garage or an enclosed carport. I would say, just out of an abundance of caution, put your target charge level on Hilltop Reserve, park it in the open anyway, away from, you know, enclosed spaces, just to be sure. Again, you know, remember that this is 5 cases out of 70,000 odd cars. There are major recalls on much more popular models every month of the year. So I won't go to the extent of saying that, you know, gasoline fires are much more common. I find that to be a kind of redundant argument, unless you're comparing gasoline fires where the fire starts, you know, with no external cause, because these are cars sitting in a driveway where the fires have just happened. It's not an impact, it's not an accident or anything that has an external impetus. So I don't see the need to compare gasoline combustion engine fires, of which there are many every year, to battery electric vehicles. You know, there are enough BEVs on the road now that this is not a common complaint, but it has happened from time to time. You know, you have some incidents with the Hyundai Kona Electric, which is also LG Chem cells, pouch cells, and in the earlier days Tesla had these problems with the Model X and the Model S, where they've done a similar thing with over-the-air updates to limit the top of the pack and not have the car sitting at you know, its full state of charge. So to be fair, I don't think many people do that anyway, on the basis that it's not great for the battery if you have that car sitting at either a very high state of charge or a very low state of charge for any length of time. You can go to chevy.com/Bolt EV recall That's where it's going to start your information. You're going to put your VIN in, make sure that your vehicle is affected by this. Again, 2020 is not affected by the sounds of it, what they're looking at so far, but this will help 2019 owners know, I guess, whether their pack was made in South Korea or in the Michigan plant. Very unlikely to occur, especially if you follow this guidance, but something to know about. And if you're thinking about buying a used versus new kind of decision, then obviously this could color that. You know, if you know that those packs in the older models, the 2017s, which are coming on for a very good deal at the moment, that may change your opinion on whether you go for a newer 2020 Bolt EV or go for something that's older. Probably something that people want to wait, see the outcome of the investigation. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will just be a case of saying those were, you know, a few erroneous packs that just couldn't handle whatever stress was being put on them, and everything else is fine. But we won't know that probably until the end of the year, maybe, or a permanent fix at the start of next year. So again, sorry, this is bad news. It's not something I would have wanted to have to put out there, but it is the way that GM has chosen to go, and it's good to have at least an abundance of caution. Hopefully this will be limited to that very small handful of models that it's happened so far. Nobody has been hurt in these incidents, you know, beyond a little bit of smoke inhalation. So wish those people well. Hope that nobody else has any major problems and we ride this one through as quickly as possible. In the meantime, take these steps as much as you can, get a car out in the driveway, and I hope everyone is happy, healthy, and we can report more positive news on this one soon. Till then, stay tuned, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.